LeBron again at the end of regulation with a chance to win the game.
He was triple teamed.
Gave the ball up.
Let's be real. He was triple teamed.
He was triple teamed.
It was
however,
great defense.
Yes, he was triple teamed. However, he still had a shot. You could have shot that. You could have got that shot up. You could have got that shot off. I got it.
No. If you're triple teamed, which one would you rather have?
I am not assigning any aspersion on what he did. But the fact is, he didn't shoot it again. And the fact is, he again gave it to a guy who shot an air ball. Here's what you don't think about. Udonis Haslem is a very useful, good NBA player.
When he's wide open from 12
Well, you don't.
feet.
That's not what he does, is shoot. You don't think, let's get Haslem the ball. I mean, it's like the scene, it's like the Hoosiers
If
scene.
he's open, he'll hit it.
It's like they're designing a play for Udonis Haslem, and then you want them to go Jimmy Chitwood on him and say, Coach, I'll make it. Like LeBron, make it. It's just odd that he didn't, and then, again, he gives it up. And then at the end of the overtime, again, Dwyane Wade, again, he's guarded, but he got the shot off. He got a good look. I thought he was going to shoot the first three. He didn't. He faked it. He got the second three. He got a great look. It didn't go in, but that was a big-time shot.
Weren't you
right
a little
on line.
surprised, though, that they went for the win? I understand that they're on the road, but, I mean, Wade's not a good three-point shooter. He had a very good look.
He's not a bad three-point shooter,
He's
but it was a good look.
one.
I mean, I think that look was probably better than a look he's going to get driving to the basket when you're not going to get a call, in all likelihood.
But there were many calls in this
Unless
game.
you get really, but you're not going to get a call there. They had the two weird calls, both weird calls that fouled, that got the offensive foul on Garnett, and then the foul that got Pierce out of the game, the offensive foul, and then finally the offensive foul that got James out of the game.
Which were all crap.
They all were strange, except maybe Pierce's. I mean, Pierce ran him over. Pierce ran Batty over.
Don't start that, man.
That one I'd have called.
Come on, man. It's freaking Shane Battier. He's a stick figure
That's the dumbest
out there.
argument anyone's ever said. Who
It's
cares who the
Shane
player
Battier.
is? If I'm out there,
He doesn't contribute at all to the game.
Look,
he doesn't contribute at all. He's a stick figure.
When I used to play basketball with you guys, I would guard JR. And if there had been a referee, I probably would have fouled him. But would have fouled out. But I played him, and I think I played him hard. He's the best player there by far.
Did you flop every time you guarded him?
No, I didn't flop ever. If there'd been a referee, I'd have flopped, and I'd have gotten a bunch of calls.
That's Shane Battier's
But on the
game
few
right there.
the few times that JR committed an offensive foul, usually out of some frustration, right? I would have been incensed if they went, it's Ben Mankiewicz, you don't call the foul. What are you talking about? I'm playing him. If he commits a foul, he commits a foul. The flip side is that he would have a legitimate argument to say, you fouled me 19 straight possessions. I got it. That's legitimate. But when he fouls me, it's a foul. There's no difference.
And a flop is a flop.
Paul Pierce put his arm up, ran the guy over. He didn't flop him. He knocked him over. You're out of your mind. But that said, that one was not as flagrant as the other two, which were very telling. The ones that the one on Garnett that gave the Celtics, that gave the Heat a chance to win the game, and the one on the one that fouled James out of the game in overtime. Those were strange, odd calls.
Did you feel at all, though, and honestly, did you feel at all that, like, you left the game, it was a good game, but you left a little bit unsatisfied by the calls that were made? Like,
No.
I felt like possession after possession, flop after flop, it just took a toll on me.
Those weren't
watching that count.
flops. Those guys, I mean, what was a flop about that call? They literally all got, James pulled Garnett down. Nobody flopped. James pulled him down.
The double foul was possibly one of the best calls of the game and one of the most accurate calls of the game. The rest of them were just flop city every single possession, and it left me somewhat unsatisfied. It slowed down the game. It slowed down the tempo.
There's flops and there are bad calls. We can't call every bad call on offensive foul a flop. Those are different things. And by the way, when replay shows guys go down, as in football, as in everything else, it doesn't do it justice. When these guys moving at full speed, knock you down, you're holding your position, you fall down. That's just what happens. I led my league in charges every year, and sometimes I went down on my own, but usually guys knock me down. Yeah, I'm little. I love it. I think that looking at flops, trying to recognize a flop as it is, ought to be something referees look into. I think they have. I think we're seeing fewer of them called than in past years.
Out of anything, I saw more of them called yesterday.
There were a lot of them yesterday.
There were
a lot of
a
offensive
real
fouls.
lot.
Yeah, but you can't push a guy just to get position. But I didn't like either of those two calls. But in the end, it fouled the right people fouled out.